describe and record the flow of materials and cost. The flow here, we just walk through it. Again, this is just another way to think through the information, right? We get a receiving report or a requisition report. We'll get them this material ledger. This is all systemized now for most companies. It's all in Salesforce or in some kind of inventory management system, maybe NetSuite. And it'll just be a code, like a report comes out. They're still called the same things generally, but like we'll make a receiving request that we need some steel, or the company makes a purchase and then receives it and puts it in their system and says, oh, here's all the materials we have. And then your manager might make a requisition. We need this much steel. And then that requisition gets built into the job sheet once it's built. Same thing for the indirect materials, goes into requisitions for indirect materials like screws, nuts, bolts, these things that are hard to track. And then this will be again in a computer, right? You're not generally gonna have a card for this anymore. But here they're building an alarm system. Here's the date, here's the item they received. This is the items they were issued. And this is the balance of total items they received. This is just showing you examples. For homework questions, I don't expect there to be a lot on this. It's going to be more asking, how did we calculate the total job? What's the amount of direct materials allocated to this job? What's the overhead allocated to this job? This is just to show you what it might look like in a system. This is more what you'll see in your homework and how you'll be tested. You'll say maybe a fact pattern, like this job 2x3 requisition, this, and this. What are the total direct materials? What are the total indirect materials? What are the total direct labor? And so the direct materials would just be the steel or whatever we had requisitioned for the job. They might ask you the journal entry. The journal entry is just what we'd expect. As soon as we're working on it, we'd reduce the raw materials inventory and we'd increase the work in process inventory. And so flashback to financial accounting. How do we increase an account, an asset account? We debit it. How do we decrease it? We credit it. And inventory is an asset. And so we're just reclassifying that asset from raw materials to work in process. So we debit the work in process, we credit the raw materials. It has a net impact of 0 on our inventory and assets. It just reclassified it to tell investors and people, hey, some of this is being used and we're to build a product.